An historic season continues for Midland Valley. The Mustangs 7-0 for the first time ever.
For us, our goal right now is just continue to send a message that we are one of the better teams in the state in 4A and try to prove that every week.
Tonight, the Mustangs on upset alert against an Aiken team looking for its first win of the rebuild under first-year coach Dwayne Garrick.
Had it tough here as far as wins and losses, but I'm so proud of them because every week they show up, every week they play hard. They hadn't quit. They're still guys that the young kids look up to, and they've been trying to do everything they can to win a football game.
Midland Valley, Aiken.
Welcome to Game Night Live. WJBF Sports presents local high school football live in your living room each Friday night. Game Night Live is powered by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And now, your hosts, John Hart and Ashley Brown.
A rare Thursday night edition of Game Night Live. We are in Aiken, South Carolina, but tonight it'll be Midland Valley coming in at 7-0, 1-0 in Region 4 Quad A, and Aiken coming in at 0-7, 0-2 in the region. There you see those undefeated Mustangs. John Hart, joined as always by Ashley Brown. You'll hear Nathan Edwards, our statistician, momentarily. Kira Goldstein will join us from the field, and AB. Look, we can't know way to sugarcoat it. It's been a tough year for Aiken. They're in a rebuilding process under Coach Dwayne Garrick. Midland Valley making school history every week so far. Trayvon Dunbar, arguably the best player in our area, one of the highest recruited, had a huge game on Game Night Live 4 weeks ago. Get to see him again tonight.
Absolutely. Outside chance maybe at topping 5,000 career yards. And he's only played in 30 varsity games due to COVID and an injury. So, he's been amazing his entire career. He's having a monster senior campaign, which is good for him and good for Midland Valley, of course. 7-0 for the first time in school history. And Dwayne Garrick has his work cut out for him, no question, trying to rebuild Aiken and trying to get the numbers they used to have. They're a big program, but they have very small numbers in terms of players. He's trying to rebuild this program, but they picked the right man for the job. Everywhere he has gone, he has turned programs around. Absolutely. He has won. I think they have the right person. Now it's just a matter of putting in the work, and you know he'll do that.
And there you see Coach Garrick's Hornets getting ready to take the field here on senior night at Haygood Stadium, and that brings us to our 4 keys to the game. Yeah, and let's start with Aiken, the home team. They're going to have to force some turnovers, and they can't make mistakes. They're playing a very good team. You can't beat yourself. And then I think Dunbar's going to get his yards. You got to shut down the other guys, McNair, and they've got a host of receivers that can be dangerous as well. For Midland Valley, limit the big play. Aiken, that's what they've started doing. They've been a lot more effective in the last few weeks, throwing the ball and trying to get some big plays. And I think Midland Valley will do this, and that's ground and pound. Their run game is maybe the best in the area all around. They've got 2 dynamic runners and a big offensive line. So high school football on a Thursday night, down to the field for the coin toss.
Thanks, guys. I'm Brian Hilpish. I'm your referee. I'll introduce you to your crew. This is Ron Parrott, Lynn Bostick, Dave Kuhn, and my man in the middle, Dave Demery, going to come up and witness the toss. So, ready to go? Region game. Let's do it, guys. So, I've got a coin here. You're the visitor. Will allow you to call it. State is head. The shield is tail. That's a tail. The state is a head. Call it before I flip it. Tails, he says. If I drop it, we'll do it again. Is ahead. You won the toss. You want to defer. Is that right? Defer. Means you want the football. You want to defend the scoreboard. Yes, sir. Okay, spin around there, guys. Stay where you are for a sec. So, Aiken won and deferred. Midland Valley will receive. All right, shake it up. Bring them out, guys.
So there you have it. Midland Valley will receive. Aiken wins the toss and defers. The Mustangs on offense with Game Night Live returns. And there come the Hornets onto the field for senior night. I tell you what, Got to give it to our weather team. They said yesterday, you'll be fine for football. I would not have believed them about 12 hours ago. But it is a nice, crisp fall evening, 61 degrees at kickoff. And so off we go. And on the return is Kamari Curtis. And the Mustangs will take over at the 36-yard line. Pretty good field position to start, and that brings us to our coaches matchup tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look. Of course, you've got Earl Chapman, 9-16 in his third season here. He was 7 years a college assistant, and he was an all-state quarterback back in his playing days and played college ball. Earl Chapman, of course, went to Dunbar High School in Maryland. And then also you've got Dwayne Garrick, just one of the top coaches in the area, 200 career wins, 0-7 this year, but again, 200 wins in 26 years, 15 straight playoff appearances, former head coach at Barnwell, and 2 lower state championships under his belt.
So here we go, the 40th meeting between these two teams. Aiken leads the all-time series 26-13, but last year, Midland Valley hung 70 on the Hornets. And on first down, we get our first look at Trayvon Dunbar and those 1,400 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns, but nowhere to run on first down.
Well, Aiken has come ready to play tonight. At least one young man did, and that's number 10, Corey Walker, because he made the tackle on the kickoff and he makes the tackle on the first play from scrimmage as well.
A loss of 2 for Dunbar.
And that offense, keep an eye on Dunbar and McNair, the 2 running backs. They're in there together right now, although that's a false start on McNair. He is the backup, but maybe the best backup running back in the CSRA. Really, really talented young man.
False start. Offense. Running back. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Brian Helpish, our referee tonight. These two teams first met back in 1980. And I mentioned Aiken leads the all-time series 26-13, but Midland Valley has won 6 of the last 10. Aiken won 10 in a row before that. So on second and long, and again, the Aiken defense up to the task.
Ready to play,
Cedarius Anderson.
They came ready to play tonight. I love it on senior night. Yeah, Aiken, we talked about their struggles in recent years, but I was in doing some research for the game. From 1988 to 2006, this team was a state runner-up 3 times, won a state championship, won 170 games. They had some great teams back there in the early 90s, mid-90s, and all the way into the 2000s.
So this is a Midland Valley offense that, on average, is tripling up the opponent this year, 42-14, but headed in reverse on this first possession. And again, in trouble. And down he goes at the 31-yard line.
How about this start for Aiken? I mean, Midland Valley has been arguably the best offense in the area this year. And Midland Valley comes out and gets a 3 and out. What a start.
If you are Dwayne Garrick, you could not ask for a better start.
They have been playing a lot better of late. They played well against North Augusta in their last time out. They're keeping the games closer. They had a chance to beat Barnwell and lost that game in the closing minutes.
Antron Butler kicks it away for the Mustangs. And fair catch is made at the 35-yard line. Hornets will take over. Good field position for Aiken, and we talked about how high-powered this Midland Valley team has been. It has been the exact opposite for the Hornets, getting outscored 41-14 this season.
They're the actual opposite, you know, flip side of Midland Valley. And like I said, a lot of that early in the year, they've been playing better of late. But I don't think anybody expected a 3 and out from Midland Valley, you know, the way their offense has been. So good start for Aiken. Let's see if they can put it together on the offensive side as well. Quarterback is senior Luke Jones.
From their own 36. And the first down carry will go to Jamari Mayle. The senior running back.
Yeah, the tackle made by Mason Carolina. How about that name? Is that
appropriate?
That's a made-up name for a movie, right? Mason Carolina. Yeah, they've got some really good players. Dominic Morgan, who played so well in the game against Harlem. You know, Hosey Dukes, a real nice, hard-hitting defensive back. There you see a look at the Aiken offense. Darius Anderson, they like to go to him.
It was a gain of 1 on first down. Jones to throw on second. In trouble. Down he goes.
Terrific pursuit that time.
Jeremy Freeman with his second sack of the year.
Yeah, Freeman just absolutely dominated his man on that play and was able to get in there really quick. And there's a look at that defense. Not talked about as much because how good the offense is. And Hawkins averages over 13 tackles a game. Dominic Morgan, a very good one. And they've got some great players in the secondary, Jaden Simpkins and Hosey Dukes, both big hitters.
So 3rd and 16. And Jones will complete it, and a hammer laid down by Garrett Miller, a senior linebacker.
Well, they had the perfect play for all that pursuit, but there was one man not blocked. Miller was able to get past the blocker and made a great open field tackle. Look at this. All the guys coming in, they had it set up, but the one man beat his block. Nice play that time by number 4. That's Garrett Miller.
So 2 3-and-outs to begin this one.
That is Jameet Williams who will kick it away.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Midland Valley trying to get on it and get in the end zone, and they do, and it is a touchdown, Jaden Simpkins.
He is a big play guy, always around the ball, and there you saw him. He knew what to do. He kind of patted it forward and picked it up. High snap, and there you see Simpkins come flying in there and is able to pick it up and get the touchdown for Midland Valley. So the offense didn't do much in their first drive, but the defense, our special teams, comes up with a touchdown.
We were talking about the name Simpkins before we went on the air. There are always great football players named Simpkins in Aiken County, it seems. And the first big play of the night.
Well, early in the year, when I talked to Coach Chapman, he said that it seemed like every time there was a big play, Simpkins was around the ball, and he was there that time. First man in and is able to scoop it up and run in for the touchdown.
Peyton Waters, who is 41 of 42 on points after. In fact, he tied his dad's Midland Valley record with 11 points after against Swansea a couple of weeks ago. Puts the Mustangs up 7-0, 7:48 left in the first.
All right, folks, right now at McDonald's, you can get any size of your favorite frozen drink, like a new Hawaiian frozen punch or any size McCafe iced coffee, and it's only $1.89 at McDonald's. I'm loving it.
And you saw there, you can be a part of the action on Game Night Live. Follow us on Facebook, and Twitter, and Instagram, and at WJBF.com. Catch live streaming every Friday night except for this week, when it happens to be Thursday night. Aiken County, of course, has gone to a different school calendar this year. So last week, this is actually the second straight Thursday night game for Aiken. You mentioned the game they played at North Augusta last Thursday night.
Well, if you're Aiken, you got to forget about that mistake. Try to get something going offensively and get some first downs. Keep your defense off the field.
Short kick taken at the 25-yard line. And the Hornets will have it at the 36. Time for our first sideline report of the night. Kira Goldstein.
Hey guys, yeah, you know, we were talking when we were off the air about Jaden Simpkins, and I mentioned to you guys that separate and apart from football, I actually got a chance to meet with him and talk with him because he is going to be one of our WJBF Scholar athletes. He has an incredible GPA, and he's also very involved in the community. He actually gives out haircuts to his team, to a bunch of kids around school, and he's going to have a whole degree in doing hair before he even graduates from high school. That's it. That's what he says he wants to do after college. He's an amazing kid. I talked to Coach about him. He said he's a big leader on the team, and so it was very fun to see him score that touchdown and then to remember, oh yeah, he's also an incredible person and a Scholar athlete.
Good stuff, Kira. Yeah, looking forward to that segment.
Yeah, did he give Kira a trim?
Well, no, that's coming at halftime.
Yeah. Yes.
Halftime
Stay tuned
segment.
at halftime when Kira gets her hair done by Jaden Simpkins. We do have some special fun things coming up for you at halftime, but we got A lot of football left before we get there. Aiken now needs to answer 2nd and 4 after the completion to Williams. And this is Mole again, and he is pushed back by a wall of white.
Yeah, nowhere to go that time. Andon Hawkins in the middle of that, leading tackler on the team. Approaching 100 tackles already. 93 coming into tonight. You know, Aiken's one of the teams probably hit hardest by the new phenomenon in high school sports, and that's transfers. Basically a transfer portal now, and
lost their best player before the season.
Well, they lost 3 Division I guys with Division I offers. They lost Jaden Fuller, big-time defensive player and kind of an H-back. They lost wide receiver Demarius Tolan, and they lost the top recruit in the entire area in Braylon Staley, who's committed to Tennessee. They all transferred out just before the season started. So unfortunate situation for Coach Garrick, but, not batting an eye, trying to, play with who he's got. And, we'll see. This program, the Aiken folks, stick with it, because he's the right guy to get this thing turned around. They've needed it for a while, and hopefully he can get it done.
If anybody can, as you said at the outset, he can. And Cameron Frazier on the receiving end there and picks up an Aiken first down, so the Hornets will have moved the chains at the 48.
Well, yeah, the first down of the game goes to Aiken.
And Mole hits the hole hard. That's not Mole. That is Terrell Lockett, senior running back. And he'll pick up 9 yards on first down.
Yeah, Dominic Morgan made the tackle, but not before the ball carrier was able to pick up about 8 or 9 yards. So nice run, and Aiken on the move here.
You mentioned during the opening segment, AB, Dwayne Garrett trying to get the numbers back up to where a 4A school should be. And we counted before the game 30 players dressed out for Aiken tonight.
Well, you go over to North Augusta some years, and they've got 85, 90 kids on the sidelines, and same situation at Thompson and some other schools. And, it's just tough to compete when you have so few to choose from. And that's what he's going to try to do, is build this thing up and get it turned around. Because, again, they've got a lot of history here. Those teams that I used to cover when I first started, late 90s, early 2000s, were really, really talented, had a bunch of good players. First-round NFL draft picks like Jamal Reynolds, who played at Florida State, and Brian Staley, who was a great commitment to Clemson coming out of high school, junior college All-American. They've had some great players here.
First 2 years I was in Augusta, they made it to the Williams-Brice.
Yeah.
Each of those.
Those were the Kerry Johnson years,
yes,
right?
They were.
Yeah.
A long time, 18 years as a head coach here at Aiken. Another first down for the Hornets. And Frazier will be driven back.
There's Jeremy Freeman again, 92.
Check that. That was Mole. So no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line of Midland Valley.
It's really tough if you're Midland Valley. You're 7-0. You're playing an 0-17, and you've got big games coming up. You've got a chance to be.
The old dreaded look ahead.
Yeah, you got a chance to. You should win, but who knows? You're looking at maybe 9-0 going up against a 7-2 North Augusta team in a couple of weeks.
Both likely undefeated in the region. This pass is complete out to Sedarius Anderson, and Anderson will be close to another first down, about 3 yards shy.
Yeah, good athlete. Anderson can he's got some wheels.
And look, you got to be impressed with. I know they're down 7-0 on the bad snap, but everything else, you got to be impressed with how Aiken's come out and started this game.
Yeah, moving the football, and obviously they got the 3-and-out against Midland Valley, which a lot of teams have not been able to do. I mean, Midland Valley averaging 42 a game, and it probably could be more. There's some games where they pull their starters, and they easily could have put up more points in several games.
Big third down for him here, and it will be converted, and another first down. He's still on his feet. And into the end zone goes Jameet Williams. What a game he's having so far.
Early argument for play of the game. How about that? Everybody thought he was down, and no, they've not blown the whistle. Luke Jones looking like Burt Jones. There's an old reference for you, former Colt quarterback.
Yes.
He wore number 7 as well. And look, he's still not down.
How?
Wow, what a play.
Well, in the opening segment, Dwayne Garrick said these Aiken players have continued to come to practice every day. They have not given up. They have not quit. Now, of course, another bad snap on the extra point is going to keep them down 1. But that play kind of epitomized what Garrick was talking about. There was no quit, Jameet Williams, and he goes for the 38-yard touchdown. And so it's 7-6.
Well, if you look early in the year, even Lakeside beat them by 22. They lost to Appling County by 41. They lost to Strom Thurmond by 36. They lost to Clinton by 57. Since then, Barnwell 26-12. Airport, they lost by 2 points. North Augusta, who's been beating up on some people lately, 35-19. They've been keeping the games closer, keeping them tighter, and right now they've got themselves in a ball game with Midland Valley.
And they do know a thing or two about winning here in Aiken. How about the Aiken volleyball team, the defending state champions for the state of South Carolina in 4A? They went 40-2 last season, 32 straight matches they won, the third state title for volleyball in school history. And actually, they're about to get ready to defend as the volleyball playoffs start 1 week from tonight in South Carolina. A lot of history, a lot of tradition. This school opened in 1888. This is the 102nd season of Aiken football.
And you definitely see a team sometimes with small numbers. They definitely struggle on the special teams, and Aiken is really struggling with special teams tonight.
Yeah, it's cost them 6
6
points on the touchdown and then the extra point.
And then a kick out of bounds.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Now let's see if Earl Chapman got his troops ready after their rough start on offense. They have Trayvon Dunbar, who's over 1,400 rushing yards this year, averaging over 10 yards a carry.
From the 35, and it is Dunbar. And he averages more than 10 yards a carry and picks up almost 10 on first down.
He is an outstanding runner. As a freshman, kind of burst on the scene. Then he missed his sophomore year, was only 5 games due to COVID, or excuse me, the freshman year. Then he had an injury year, but his 1 year he did play was his sophomore year, and he had 1,900 yards rushing and 28 touchdowns. That was the 1 full year he's had up until this year.
Dunbar with the first down across midfield into Midland Valley to Aiken territory at the 46.
First down, Mustangs, 46-yard line, Hornet.
And Coach Chapman has made it quite clear the difference in Dunbar now and the young Dunbar, who was quick and put up a lot of numbers. He said now he's 205 pounds. So, before he was a good player, now he's grown into a man. He's very tough to bring down.
And I remember us calling a game at Silver Bluff his sophomore year. And, he was great then, but looks like a different human now.
And this time the quarterback's going to keep it.
Yeah, on the keeper, and Aiken snuffed that out. Gain of 2.
Got a flag down on the play. And that was Preston Butler, the quarterback, on the carry. They graduated a good quarterback last year. T.J. McElmurray, as the year went on last year, really grew into one of the area's better athletes, 6'4", tall, lanky athlete. And Butler stepped in this year and done a good job.
McElmurray signed with
Back him up,
Kennesaw
Coach.
State.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Well, they were without Trayvon Dunbar for the first half of the season last year, and they really had to find kind of their identity. Joe Nathan Peoples and T.J. McElmurray did a great job filling in, and then, of course, once Dunbar was ready to go, he did play, but he wasn't we're seeing him at full strength this year. Last year, I don't know that we really ever did.
Penalty pushes Midland Valley back into its own territory, and now another flag.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So 2 steps forward, 2 steps back for the Mustangs.
Yeah, you talk about a team that may be overlooking the competition, and that's a sign. This team playing sloppy, making a lot of mental mistakes early.
Well, especially the strong suit of this team. You talk about all the skill guys and the secondary people on defense. Coach Chapman's quick to point out, for really 2 years now, nobody's been able to stop them moving the football on the ground because of that big offensive line. They do a great job up front on both sides of the ball, and that's been the advantage they've had over most teams this year in that shootout with Harlem. It was that offensive line that sort of wore Harlem down as the game went on.
That was a heck of a game on Game Night Live 1 month ago. So Earl Chapman doesn't like what he sees here in this first 9+ minutes and calls timeout. And face 1st and 20 from the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think he was asking them what they wanted to eat after the game.
They might not get dinner after the game. This is Antron Butler. And Butler still on his feet. Back across midfield, go the Mustangs to the 40-yard line of Midland Valley.
I like that little play. You had Dunbar as the lead blocker and little jet sweep for your receiver. And, you know, Butler comes in as the leading receiver this year on the team. 24 catches for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns. And there he picks up nice yardage along the left side.
So 2nd and, call it 3. Long 3, short 4. Either way, it's a first down, and Dunbar has more to the 25.
Those are the tight runs that are so impressive. He's hard to bring down, and you got to get him around the thighs and lock him up, or he's going to keep going. We saw that in the game earlier this year where he was breaking tackles and put up 4 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, Dunbar with a short gain.
Yeah, it comes into the tonight in 30 high school games. And keep in mind, half those were as a freshman and sophomore. 481 carries for almost 4,800 yards and also 67 touchdowns.
This time Butler to throw, and equal to the task was Cedarius Anderson. Nice play to break it up.
Yeah, Anderson's done a good job, made a catch earlier on offense, and there he stayed with the receiver, got himself in really good position, got turned around. You couldn't have played that more perfectly.
Mario Gatson was the intended receiver, a senior. So 3rd and 7. And they'll go back to Dunbar, and he'll push the pile ahead.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's got it. Well, nope, looks like he's about a half-yard shot.
Yeah, he's going to be just short, but, I mean, that looked like a 1 or 2 yard gain, and he ends up getting about 6. So sets up 4th and short.
Now, you have a good kicker in Peyton Waters, but I don't think Earl Chapman's interested in 3 right now.
No doubt the offense stayed on the field here. It's going to be about 2 yards, though.
I'd be stunned if Dunbar doesn't get the call here. Fourth and 1. Dunbar, first down.
Yeah, Dunbar, no doubter there. But, yeah, keep in mind their backup running back, their second back is Preston McNair. And all he's done on 94 carries is get 672 yards and 10 touchdowns. Yeah. So he's averaging 7 a carry.
It's a nice problem to have if you're Earl Chapman trying to split the carries between these two. And this time it will be. Actually, that was Butler.
Yeah, that was Butler, the receiver, Antron Butler.
And he'll push ahead to the 6.
Yeah, we saw McNair start the game. He was in there with Dunbar. Haven't really seen him since. It looks like he's coming in now. So there he is. Yeah, number 9. He wears number 9. He's to the left side of McNair, far left of your screen. Or Dunbar, excuse me.
Yeah, Dunbar and McNair flank Butler. It'll be Dunbar. And it'll be a touchdown.
Now that's
Dunbar's, 18th touchdown of the season.
68th rushing touchdown of his career. That gives him 70 career touchdowns because he has 2 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, take a look at the instant replay, Busby's instant replay, and he was not touched till he crossed the goal line. It's our Midland Valley student section brought to you by the Payne College Lions and the Pink Out in honor of breast cancer awareness. A lot of the players also wearing pink socks tonight.
The keys to the game, we said ground and pound, and that is exactly what Midland Valley did on that drive.
Well, I want to know what Earl Chapman said in that timeout because after he called that timeout, they just drove the ball 56 yards down the field and now take the 14-6 lead, 22 seconds left to play in this first quarter. By the way, Waters continues to be money on these extra points.
Yeah.
John, I think he may have told a few of them that they may be missing the bus and have to walk back to Midland Valley.
It's not a terribly long walk, but I wouldn't want to do it.
That seems terribly long to me.
Yeah, a little chilly out there, dude.
So this is where if you're Aiken, you came out fired up, and this happens a lot of times when you see a team that is somewhat of a mismatch on paper, and they come out fired up and can hang with the favorite early on. This is a pretty big drive for the Hornets.
I think so too. They've looked good so far, moving the ball, and here we go. How
Here
about
we
this?
go. That's what you need as a spark if you're Aiken, and they get it from Mole.
With return into Midland Valley territory, number 6, Cameron Frazier with the return.
Janari Mole has played very well for the Hornets so far. And he gives Aiken great field position. They're going to say he stepped out at the 49-yard line. So the Hornets will start from their own 49. Midland Valley band pumped up as well. Why not? 7-0 off to the best start in school history. Chance to go 8-0 tonight, and
by far the best. I mean, they'd never gone to 4-0.
Right.
Now they're sitting at 7-0.
This is Lockett, and nowhere to run.
Yeah,
Loss of one.
Dukes made a nice tackle in the backfield there, right at the line of scrimmage.
That will bring us to the end of quarter number 1. Midland Valley 14, Aiken 6. Second and 14 for the Hornets as we start the second quarter of play here at Haygood Stadium in Aiken on a Thursday night edition of Game Night Live. And on second and they'll swing it out to Jameet Williams, who scored the touchdown earlier. That was not Jameet Williams. That's my apology. Tyreek Clark. First time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, they tried to set up a little screen to Clark, and he tried to make a move, but there were too many white jerseys there.
Yeah, you can sneak in the QBs by the quarter from the first quarter. Jones for Aiken was 5 of 5 for 48 yards and a touchdown in that first quarter, and Butler for Midland Valley was 2 of 3 for 20 yards.
So the Mustangs trying to get the Hornets off the field on 3rd and 12. And they will do it. Again, Garrett Miller's having a game for the Mustangs on defense.
Yeah, another nice open field tackle. And, folks, the halftime show coming up. Make sure you stick around. The Geico Eicholtz Law Firm halftime show. Kira Goldstein's got all sorts of good stuff for you. An inside look at Aiken High School, as well as hear from the bands. And some, we've got, it says scores from around the area. How about score from around the area?
Singular.
Score from around the area.
Unless you include this one.
Well, and stats and highlights and fun stuff.
Maybe I'll get you a college score or two. You never know.
Nope.
Nope.
So the Hornets will punt it away. Good kick, by the way. That's going to take a good Hornet bounce as well and roll down at the. They finally mark it down at the 20, inside the 20?
Yeah, looks like the 16.
Yeah, 16-yard line.
Yeah, 19-yard line. Wow. So the Hornets have struggled on special teams tonight, but not on the punt.
And here comes Midland Valley in that high-powered offense. Again, John mentioned averaging 42 a game. And they're on a pretty good pace tonight, 14. Of course, the offense only one of those touchdowns. Those special teams got one of them.
They have run it 275 times this year, thrown it 93 times. So this is a run-based offense, and so far so good for the Mustangs tonight. And back to the ground, as if on cue. Preston McNair.
Yeah, terrific run. I can't wait to see when he's kind of the focal guy next year, because he has looked really good as the number 2 back. That's going to put him over 700 yards for the season, and he's done that in less than 100 carries.
I've got that at a 43-yard run.
Yeah, I think you could easily argue they have 2 of the top 5 backs in all of the CSRA on the same team.
And there's McNair
keep it with
again.
McNair. One man to beat. And Jameet Williams with a touchdown-saving tackle for the Hornets.
Coming back.
Well, and keep in mind, had he not transferred, they would also have Joe Nathan Peoples, who's now at Silver Bluff. They'd have 3 of the top 10 backs in the area for sure.
Flag's back at the 30.
Holding. Offense, number 19. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
They got the receiver, Antron Butler, on a hold there. So takes away the second really nice run from McNair.
You see Coach Earl Chapman, we mentioned 13-16 is his record at Midland Valley in his 3rd season. That's a little misleading.
Yeah.
Because he went 1-10 in his first year taking over.
Yeah, then he improved. Then he improved again. It's
made the playoffs each of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Midland Valley, of course, state finalist back in 2015 under longtime coach Rick Knight. Here goes Dunbar. He will beat everybody to the end zone. 38 yards for his 19th touchdown of the season.
And his 6th on Game Night Live alone.
Wow.
And he is, that's just his rushing touchdowns. Again, he did have a reception for a score last week. You see those short, choppy steps, he gets going and finds the end zone for a 2nd time tonight. It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. He's got, a lot of college interest for sure.
And Peyton Waters. Now 43 of 44 on the air. I need the energy that guy has. He's excited. They should be. Midland Valley up 21-6. Well, there you see the Midland Valley Mustangs 21-6, and yes, they started out slowly, but it's been all Mustangs since then.
Yeah, it's a good football team. Look, you don't fake it to 7-0. I mean, you got to have a pretty good team, and they've actually played some really good teams: Silver Bluff, Strom, Thurman, Harlem, and they've beaten them all. And right now they're on a pretty good pace tonight, already with 21 points early 2nd quarter.
Trevion Washington on the return for Aiken, and just hit hard. Yami Williams, I believe, was the first man there. Also, Marlon Bam Ford, the aptly nicknamed Bam Ford, in on the tackle. And it was Ford, main man.
I mean, if your name's Bam Ford, you better hit hard, right?
That he did. So Aiken, if you're the Hornets, you need points and need them quick. 32-yard line.
32-yard line, first down and 10 for the Hornets.
Still plenty of time in this first half. Nice second effort by Lockett.
Well, the Georgia Army National Guard offers you so much more than what you might think. You can get a degree with money for school, learn job skills that translate to the civilian world, make bonds that last a lifetime, and earn pride for life. When you become a Guard soldier, your family will thank you, your country will thank you, and your future will owe you. The Georgia Army National Guard.
Second and 5. And again, it's Lockett. Made the first man miss, second man. Third one pushed him out of bounds.
That's a good hard run there.
and Hawkins forced him out.
Because there's some guys on this Midland Valley team that can hit you. They're good, sure tacklers, and he was able to make a couple of guys miss and get to the outside.
It is enough for a first down for Aiken. First one in a while for the Hornets, now up to the 43-yard line.
Luke Jones, who had a really good first quarter, 5 for 5, 48 yards in the TD.
He's 7 of 7 right now for the game.
Yeah.
A good game plan by this Hornets staff to help him get the ball out quickly, but not on that one. The sack by Amir Mazzoni, his 5th tackle for loss this year to go along with an interception.
And Jones wanted so badly, you see on the replay here, he wanted so badly to be able to get rid of that football and just could not do it.
That is a loss of 11 yards.
Well, 2nd and 21 after the play by Mazzoni.
Yeah, I almost wonder if they go back to that screen pass, but I'm sure maybe the player in the huddle like, you know what happened? You remember what happened last time?
Yeah, it looked well designed, and I got crushed.
Timeout, Aiken. They're first of the half.
So Aiken calls time with 8:04 left to play. Well, we're in the middle of thoroughbred country here in Aiken, the All-America City, and one of the bigger events in our area for the entire year coming up, the Aiken Fall Steeplechase. You ever been to that?
I have, yeah. I've been to it several times back in my younger days. Always fun. It's a nice party, fun event. Back in my radio days, I went over there a few times with that. It's beautiful out there to see those animals, and it's hard to believe it's right here. You got the Masters, and then you've got some of the world national leaders in horse training and things like that right here in Aiken. Pretty amazing.
Derby contestants have been trained here multiple times. The steeplechase is coming up next month, November 18th. That's a Saturday. They've been doing that since 1930, and they like to continue the tradition of steeplechase in Aiken, and also it's a chance to raise money to give back to the community. They get 30,000 people.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. There. I remember one year they signed up for me to do a radio remote there, and they said, "Yeah, we're in a tux. We want you in a tux." So I'm like, "Yeah, I see. Everybody dresses up." I got there, and they weren't real dressed up. I was the only one. I was in a tux. I felt a little out of place.
Some people dress up to the nines. On 2nd and 21, they're going to get a big chunk of it back.
Oh,
what a nice move.
Do we have a fake of the year?
Cameron Frazier.
Do we have a fake of the year? Because if so, that's it. Wow. I mean, folks, watch this right here, right there. Oh, my God. I know Miller's had a good game, and my apologies, man. There's no way to hide that one. Oh, what a fake.
But still about an inch shy of the first down. They did say first down, okay.
Should be a first down.
They haven't moved the chains yet.
Man, oh, man.
Now they're moving them.
Cameron Frazier with a nifty little move.
So he got them all back in one play, and it's 1st and 10 at the Midland Valley 47-yard line.
Yeah, you had two guys moving at once. Coach Garrick is not happy. He's having a waste of time out here. He's not pleased.
Yeah, it's 2nd timeout the Hornets have had to take. And we still have 7:38 to play. When you've got a young team, that's going to happen. He knows the growing pains. He's been through it before.
Well, and again, we mentioned all the players that transferred right before the season started. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys that are playing right now are guys that probably going into the season didn't expect to be.
Right.
And now they're playing key roles.
Tell you what, I do like the look of that Aiken uniform.
I do too.
It's sharp, clean.
Yeah. As somebody who has to keep up with numbers every night, I enjoy it.
Boy, that's a great point. We've had games where we couldn't tell one number from another.
Silver Bluff a few years, man.
Grovetown that one year.
Yeah, them Grovetown two-tone colored. Oh, forget it.
Your guess was as good as ours. The field appears to have dried really well. I don't see a lot of mud. I don't see a lot of puddles. So back to it on 1st and 10. And it's Lockett. He's pushed back, got a couple.
Yeah, just that first drive for Aiken was very impressive. They, you know, and then since then, not quite as much going on offensively. 2nd down and about 7, maybe 8.
The pace of this game has slowed considerably from the first quarter. Second and 8. 3 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. And Midland Valley wasn't buying it.
Yeah, nowhere to go. I tell you, 92 Freeman just
Freeman
impossible
was the
to
first
block.
man in. He leads this Midland Valley team in sacks coming in. And another tackle for loss. So 3rd and 8, with a long 7. Pretty big 3rd down for Aiken. They need to keep the ball out of Midland Valley's hands. That's the bottom line.
And on top of that, they struggled mightily with snaps on special teams tonight already with 2 poor ones.
Which resulted, it cost them 7 points basically. And there's Freeman again with the pressure. Jones got rid of it, but overshot his man.
Yeah.
And it'll be 4th down.
He almost had to change the trajectory a little bit because of the defensive player coming in may have forced him to overthrow that. They thought about 4th and 8, but it looks like they're going to punt it away. No, they're sending Jones back in there.
Keeping the offense on the field. They are in Midland Valley territory.
Yep, I like
what
it
do you have to lose?
Yep.
You know, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I just, you know, you're getting toward the end of your season.
Well, especially where they are on the field.
So Ken Nugent, 1 call, that's all moment for Dwayne Garrick to leave the offense out there.
Nothing fancy. Drop back and try to throw it to Cameron Frazier or Cedarius Anderson, one of the 2.
Line to make is the 37. And Jones throws.
Oh, what a catch.
And a great grab.
That's Frazier.
He's going to be right at the yardstick.
Jones took a shot after he made that throw, too.
From where we sit, it looks like he has it.
Great catch by Frazier. Frazier's had a couple of really nice plays tonight.
Secured it, went through the process.
Should be a 1st down here.
And
yes,
it is a 1st down for the Hornets.
And Jones paid the price, took a shot, but stayed in there and made the throw. And, man, nice catch by Frazier and had to keep the drive alive. That's a big pickup on 3rd and 8.
And your team builds confidence with your coach putting you in that position.
I say 3rd and 8, 4th and 8.
Lockett picks up 3. Actually, they're going to pretty good spot. Going to pick up 5. And flag comes in after the play.
End of the play. Number 3 for the Hornets, Lockett with carry.
Freeman's not happy about something. I don't know what happened, but Freeman.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, results in a 1st down.
Well, it wasn't on Freeman.
No.
But you can understand why he didn't like the call.
6 penalties already in the first half for Midland Valley.
Yeah, at this point in the year, you talk about the sloppy play, maybe overlooking your opponent. And I know coaches don't like it when you say that about their team, but, I mean, they're up 21-6, but still it's been a little bit sloppy for Midland Valley tonight.
Very costly penalty for the Mustangs. They'll put the Hornets into the Murphy Auto Group red zone. 1st and 10 at the 17. So the Hornets just kind of hanging around, and there's Lockett just outside the 10-yard line.
Well, Lockett for Aiken.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you see a team that's got a poor record, it stands out. This team looks pretty good at times. They've got some players, and one thing you can tell, they're well coached. They're able to move the football. Their game plan is working here and there. They just a couple of miscues. 2 snaps, like you said, cost them some points. This could be a little bit of a different game.
On 2nd and 5 from the 12. This time Mole gets the call and just hits a wall of white. Rashad Butler, junior defensive lineman, led the charge for the Mustangs. Hosey Duke's in there as well. Haven't called his name much tonight.
Watch this, big 99 just. Luckily for Aiken, he was able to fall back on that football.
So 3rd and 6 for the Hornets. And obviously 2-down territory again for the Hornets, but Aiken will have to burn its 3rd and final timeout with 3:45 left to play here in the 2nd quarter.
You think Coach Garrick doesn't care? They're struggling a little bit this year, but, man, he is fired up over on that sideline.
Well, and it's not just this year as we take a look at the previous play. And another, just that great play made by Rashad Butler. You talk about they've got some size on that Midland Valley front line. But it's not just this year. It's been a struggle for Aiken for the last few years, and currently on a 12-game losing streak if you go back into the 2022 season.
Yeah, got to go into September of last year, their last win.
You can't become a winning program until you win. You got to pick that. Getting that first win and getting over the hump, I know, is so important to this Aiken program. So no more timeouts for the Hornets, 3rd and 6.
Well, they're keeping their defense off the field, but you do want to come away with some points here.
Little trickeration. And it's Anderson, and Midland Valley sniffs it out. Jaden Simpkins again, who had the touchdown earlier on the fumbled snap.
Yeah, Dominic Morgan there as well. Good job that time, not being fooled by that little reverse.
Yeah, I think they go for this just because of a lot of the issues with snaps.
Yeah, Nathan, we were saying you just assume they're going to go for it when it was 4th and 6. You assume it might be, or 3rd and 6. You assumed it might be 4th and 3 or something like that. That drives them back to the 4th and 11.
Well, if they are going for it because they're worried about the snap, that means the snap cost them 6 on the touchdown for Midland Valley. It cost them 1 on the extra point. It might cost them 3 here. Mm-hmm. That's 10 points. That's a big swing.
Another Ken Nugent one call. That's all moment. They're going to throw for 11 and then some, and it's a touchdown. Cameron Frazier.
Wow, what a Cameron Frazier has made 2 excellent catches. He made the fake of the year.
Yep.
Look at this catch. It was a good throw by Jones.
Gutsy call to go for it. Gutsy call on the pass, and a great catch and a great throw.
He got both feet inbounds. Didn't need both, but he got them both.
That's a touchdown in the NFL.
Going to go for 2 here.
Yep.
How about this?
Try to get within 7.
Yeah, so, A.B., you're talking about this doesn't really look like a team that's winless. So they've had a pretty difficult schedule. Their combined schedule against them is 31-18. They've only played one team, Lakeside, week 1, that has a losing record.
Yeah. And, again, think if they had those 3 D1 guys that transferred.
This to pull the Hornets within 7. They'll throw again. And this one is batted in the air and intercepted. There's a flag down.
Yep.
There's a flag down, and there's an Aiken receiver laying in the end zone. I don't know if it's pass interference or what the call is going to be.
It was Bryson Kemper who ended up with the football for Midland Valley.
I think they're going to get another chance at it here.
Yeah, there was a receiver for Aiken just laying in the end zone as if somebody had knocked him down when the ball's in the air, and that is going to be the case, pass interference.
Oh, replay the try.
Penalty number 7 for Midland Valley.
Wow, 7 penalties. So now Aiken will attempt a two-point conversion from right on the doorstep.
And if they punch it in here, 21-14 with, again, some miscues that cost them some points.
Jones again out of the shotgun.
It's a live ball.
Yeah. Ball fall harmlessly. Lockett was the intended receiver, so it'll remain a two-possession game, 21-12, and Kira Goldstein's on the sideline. Hey, Kira.
Yeah, guys, I know that they didn't get the score there, but I talked to Coach Garrick before the game, and he said, you know, if my guys just go out there and fight until the end of every single whistle, I will be proud of them no matter what happens. And I think even though, you know, they've had some hardship so far this game, we are seeing that fight. So I think overall Coach would be proud of them.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I think
yeah.
Wayne Garrick's got to be very happy with how his team has come out and fought here in this first half.
Well, and sometimes when your numbers are low, you really get that it's us against the world mentality. And when you have that kind of us against the world mentality, those guys who are out there getting after it for you, there's that special bond that you can't get. Sometimes you don't even get that with the really good teams. You know, so there's no question. I'm sure this is a team he's never going to forget. You know, here his first year at Aiken trying to turn this thing around.
Trying to build the foundation to return to prominence here at Aiken. And back within 9. And Butler, still on his feet, returns the kickoff up at the 28-yard line, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, which is more than enough time for this Midland Valley offense.
The best part about that last drive is they're keeping the Midland Valley team off the field. That was a 13-play, 68-yard drive that took 7 minutes.
13-play drive. Wow. Yeah, you saw some of the Midland Valley linemen kind of loosening up there because they have been over on the sidelines for a while, and it's a little bit cool tonight.
2 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock.
I tell you, that Jones kid,
he can throw.
I'm pretty impressed with him.
So on first down, it is McNair. Who again is approaching 700 yards rushing on the season in his own right.
I mean, when you think about the best passing quarterbacks we've seen this year, Jim Franklin stands out. Evangelista is good, but he's got kind of a funny release, a little hitch. I mean, this Luke Jones kid looks pretty darn good to me.
And don't forget the strike Will Holder through for Harlem.
Yeah, that's right.
On the fake punt.
On the fake punt
with a
couple of broken
ribs.
Yeah.
So the Mustangs move the chains as we get close to the 2-minute mark.
So McNair is in there along with Butler.
Nice run by McNair, still on his feet.
And that was a high snap. Preston Butler, the quarterback, did a good job of corralling it and then getting it to his running back, who made a great run, like you said. And the offensive line at Midland Valley continues to do the job. And he said that Harlem last year slowed him down a little. Other than that, in the last 2 seasons, Coach Chapman said this offensive line's been able to open holes and they've been able to run the football on everybody.
23 yards on the previous play. Now the Mustangs will try to throw.
That's a
that
live
ball.
ball.
Should be live.
It should have been live. It was backwards.
And it rolls out of bounds. The coaching staffs up here in the press box were clamoring for Aiken to get on that football.
That was definitely backwards.
And a flag comes in.
Oh, hate to see it. Of course, we don't know what the coach said, but you hate to see an official that missed the call and then.
Yeah, don't compound it.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah.
Take your medicine there.
Hey, Dave.
It is going to be on the Aiken sideline.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense assistant coach, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Well, that's tough. Instead of a live ball and at least going out of bounds and a loss of yards, instead it's a 15-yard penalty on Aiken and gives Midland Valley a first down.
Again, you talk about these
little things. Those little things over the course of the game add up.
Become big things.
Yep. Oh, and trust me, I get the frustration there because it was kind of an obvious backwards pass.
From the 19, it's McNair. And actually that was Butler.
Antron
Butler. Inside the 10.
19, Antron Butler on the carry.
And into the Murphy Auto Group red zone.
First and goal, Midland Valley at the 6-yard line.
And that'll take them to just outside the 6. It'll be first and goal.
McNair comes back in. Antron Butler, I think, wanted another carry. He wants a touchdown.
There you see Butler. Preston Butler, the quarterback, who hands to McNair, and this time the Hornets are there.
Yeah, nice job up front.
Number 9, Preston.
That was
Terrell
Lockett.
Yeah,
Lockett.
Big game on offense tonight.
Second down.
Lockett's a good-looking athlete. He's got a long wingspan.
And you said it. There are some good-looking players on this Aiken side.
Yeah. Now it's just a matter of getting the numbers up, getting your system fully entrenched here with these kids, and this could be a very viable program moving forward for sure.
Second and goal. McNair trying to get the corner. Got the edge. Touchdown.
Preston McNair on the carry for the Midland Valley touchdown.
Yeah, it's a good football team. Midland Valley can score. They can run the football.
Mustangs answer. Preston McNair was 11th touchdown of the season. And just like that, the Mustangs push the lead back to 15.
Yeah, McNair, like you said, his 11th touchdown. And then you throw in there the 19 rushing touchdowns. That's 30 rushing touchdowns between the two of them, McNair and, of course, Dunbar.
Peyton Waters, old automatic. And it is 28-12 Midland Valley. Don't forget, coming up at the half, we have the Eichels Law Firm halftime show. Kira Goldstein's got a list of special guests for you. And you can follow us, of course, from anywhere you want. At Game Night Live, at WJBF 6. This game might raise, the score might raise a few eyebrows as people tuning in or.
Well, it definitely would have had they got that 2-point conversion, 21-14, but they missed that, and then Midland Valley goes down and scores. Like I said, they've been playing better of late. They had Barnwell on the ropes. They had Airport beaten. And then last week, they kind of hung in there with North Augusta, and got to give them some credit for that.
I thought maybe we'd see maybe an onside kick or something. They needed to steal a possession at some point to stay in this game.
Short kick by Waters. And Mole on the return for Aiken. And he'll be dragged down at the 35-yard line. So the Hornets with less than a minute to play and no timeouts. This is where those timeouts come back to haunt you.
Jones is 10 of 11 for 97 yards, though, and a couple of touchdowns. So may trust him to throw the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, and like you said, especially if you have the timeouts to throw it to the. Now he's going to really have to throw to the sidelines as much as he can, and the defense knows that as well. And that's, I will say, the Midland Valley, as good as we talk about they are up front, they've got some really good secondary guys in Simpkins and Dukes, especially.
Kind of looking forward to watching Jones sling it here.
Well, and then also for Midland Valley, number 2, Sean Butler. We haven't called his name, but he played great in the Harlem game in coverage.
And instead of throwing it, looks like the Hornets will be content to take it to the locker room, down just 16.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be different if they had the timeouts.
And remember, Aiken does get the ball to start the second half.
And maybe you just don't want to make a crazy mistake here and cost your team, come back with that score. It's a tough call, but I think if they had the timeouts, we might be looking at a different strategy.
Yeah, I think if they weren't getting the ball to start the second half as well.
Yeah. Well, they came out here and shown that they can play with Midland Valley. It's just the problem is nobody can stop this ground attack from Midland Valley. At least nobody has yet this season.
And every time you think, okay, well, here we go. Midland Valley's going to pull away.
Yeah.
Aiken stays right in there.
And there's Lockett. Yeah.
Well, we might see him go now.
Up to the 46.
There's clock right out.
That's probably going to be the final
can't
play.
Stop the clock, so except for the chains moving. So life length with Georgia first down is how we will end the first half. Looks like we'll have one. Nope, that's it. That's going to do it for the first half.
Midland Valley 28, Aiken 12.
And Midland Valley, I should say, will take a 28-12 lead into the half. Kira Goldstein with the head coach of the Midland Valley Mustangs, Earl Chapman.
Coach, you're leading by 16, but a lot of little mistakes. What adjustments do you want to see coming back?
We just need to play our brand of football. We need to play with more energy. We need to play more discipline. I'm a little disappointed with that right now.
When Aiken locks up your run game like that, what adjustments do you need to make on offense?
We'll be fine. We just got to clean up some of our blocking schemes, make sure we get the linebackers coming through the second level, and just keep doing what we've been doing. We'll be fine. We'll be able to get it going.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Guys?
Kira, thanks. Couldn't have really said it any better ourselves.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we've talked about in the first half. So, your score at the half, 28-12. Midland Valley leads Aiken. Kira will get in position for the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show coming your way after this on Game Night Live.
Welcome back to Game Night Live, Midland Valley at Aiken. I'm on the sideline with my friend Jasmine Proctor from Payne College. And Jasmine, can you tell me a little bit about why Payne College is so vital to the community of Augusta?
Oh, that's a great question. First, I'll start by mentioning that Payne College is the only HBCU in Augusta, Georgia. Founded in 1882, we've been around for quite some time. And the historic reference, that's being brought to Payne College, as well as many alumni who've matriculated and went on into their careers and been quite successful with those experiences, as well as myself. Payne College is vital to the community, and I feel that it's a beacon, and just where it is and being stationed there on 15th Street, it holds a strong history, and I feel like preserving that history is important for Augusta.
As such an important part of the community, what are some things that students are offered if they choose to attend Payne College?
Oh, another good question. Thank you. Well, to mention, Payne is affordable, accessible, and accredited, if I must say. And students are currently being offered free application waivers, as well as scholarships that range from $8,000 all the way to $20,000. And we're also doing on-site admissions. So when we go out to the career fairs, not only in the community but the surrounding areas in the CSRA, we offer those three, things to students as a foot in the door.
And where should students go to get more information, to figure out if they can get signed up, all of those things?
Another great question. Actually, they would need to go to www.payne.edu, go to admissions, and then select online application. Once the application is completed, they can just hit submit, and it'll pass on through.
Thank you so much, Ms. Proctor. Always a pleasure. Go check out Payne College. But for now, we are going to check out a little bit more of the tradition and history at Midland Valley.
Oh, well, I think we're the best. I tell everybody all the time, Midland Valley High School is the best kept secret in not only Aiken County, but in the CSRA. One thing that is very important to me is the culture of the place that you work. It starts with our students. We want them to have a place that they want to come to. We have reward programs for not missing too many days. Recently, we've gotten into at the beginning of the school year, we got into a program. It's called Capturing Kids' Hearts. And we're rolling that out, and it's things like just very, very easy things where teachers stand at their door and they're like, "How you doing? You look great today." And it's just real small things like that. And then there's a period during class time where they're just, "Okay, everybody tell me something good that you're doing or something good that's happened in your life." And class just stops, and and you talk about that kind of thing. It's just little things like that, just talking to people, and taking a little bit of time to, it's school, and everybody, they in their mind they hate school, but we want to do everything we can to build our culture and make this a place where it's good, and there's a place where you feel safe, and it's clean, and everybody is treated well and respected. Because I like to look out for people, I like to take care of my people, and them to feel that. I have roughly 85 teachers, so I don't want turnover. It's hard now to find teachers and things to bring into your school. I know one of the very first days that I started 3-4 years ago, I talked to my students, what do you like? What do you dislike? What would you like to change? And we talk about that all the time too. And I listen to people, and I listen to what they like and what they think, if we need to go in a different direction, we try and do that. We are in PBIS, where we give rewards for, we can give you chips, drink, you give them points, and you give them things for that. Somebody opens up a door for somebody. A teacher has a kid in their classroom where all of a sudden they're answering questions. You give them something. So it focuses on the good, and it doesn't focus on, well, this is going bad in your school. And it's a good feeling. I love it here, and it's important to me that we become the best that we can be, and I want all of our kids to know that how good that they can be and what they can be, and that's what all this is about. It's just touching hearts and trying to change people from the inside and getting them to do something good.
Now with me, I have a very notable alumnus of Aiken High School, Mr. James A. Cook. He is an alumnus of Aiken High, as well as being involved with videography and announcing here at the school. What has it been like for you to have such a long relationship with the school?
It's been a blessing, really. It's been a labor of love, but it's been an outstanding experience for me and my family, watching them, my children and my grandchildren come through Aiken High. And it's just been a special blessing for me to be able to do this for so long.
I know that you're retiring. You're going to enjoy some time at the lake house, but you're not going far, right? You're still going to be involved?
Oh, no, I'm not going far. Still got basketball season, and I'll have softball season coming up. And then my wife and I will be following our grandchildren as they continue to play sports for Aiken High. So we'll be around.
Well, thank you so much for all you've done for Aiken High School. Congratulations on retiring. Guys, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Game Night Live from Aiken High School. Let's now take a quick look at the Green Hornets band. I am here back on the sideline with my friend Mr. Powers from McDonald's. And can you tell me how you got involved with McDonald's?
With our McDonald's throughout the CSRA, we donate to all the schools, and we do, Friday Night Lights, CSRA, and we get involved through academics and on-the-field activities.
And when did you start being involved with McDonald's? How long have you been with the company?
1972. Started as a crew kid in high school, sophomore year.
So that's why it's so important to give back to high school kids. How should high school kids get involved with McDonald's?
Fill out an application at McDonald's and start, and you could end up like me.
Absolutely. I guarantee you want to end up like Mr. Powers. He just got back from Costa Rica, guys. So right now we're going to take another quick look at the band, and then we'll be right back with another interview. Now I'm back on the sideline with my friend Carlia Marshall, who is not only the senior class president, but she's also a track star and the captain of the cheerleading team. Tell me a little bit about what it is like doing all three of those activities.
It's not hard. I mean, it is very hard. It's not an easy job. It takes a lot of time management, dedication, hard work, most importantly, leadership. But I love it. I love doing it all. I love having everybody know me for like the accomplishments that I have and being a part of the change that we're trying to make here at Aiken High. I love everything I do.
And what do you love the most about being a student here at Aiken and being a student athlete?
What I love the most, I would say all the love. Like, it's a lot of love here at Aiken High. Everybody lets me know how proud they are of me, how much like they congratulate me on everything that I do. It's like it's never a dull moment here. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for all you do for Aiken High School. We will be right back.
Michael's Law Firm halftime show continues for your Haygood Stadium in Aiken. Let's take a quick look at the first half stats, or the first half, or the high school scoreboard. That was my fault.
Well, the high school scoreboard, because we have one score. A special Thursday night edition Game Night Live, and there's one other Thursday night game, and it's a pretty good one right now. Grovetown hanging in there with Glen Academy. Glen Academy up 14-10, and you can see around the area some really good games tomorrow night, including Morgan County Hepzibah, and that Effingham County Evans is always a big one, so should be good there.
Island's playing Burke County tomorrow night.
Yep.
I learned yesterday Island's the alma mater of our home production manager, Lauren Fitzgerald. How about that? Halftime stats, and one-sided for Midland Valley for the most part.
Well, pass yards though. I mean, Aiken's up big there, but total yards, yeah, Midland Valley, as you might expect, leading, even though time of possession in favor of Aiken pretty big.
Yeah, so that's how we got where we are. We'll take another quick break. Second half kickoff is next. Midland Valley will have the football when we return. Thanks for watching Michael's Law Firm halftime show.
We're back here on the field at Aiken, and I'm here with head coach Dwayne Garrick. And coach, Luke Jones had an insane first half, 10 of 11 for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. How pleased are you with his performance?
But, he threw the ball really well. I thought we did a decent job protecting. He got knocked down 2 or 3 times, but made a few good catches as well. So, I'm proud of our players. They're fighting hard, so we just got to continue to play.
We'll look for more of that in the second half. Thanks, Coach. Thank you. Guys, back up to you, and let's get this game going.
All right. Right before they do the kickoff here, we can get the QBs by the quarter for the first half. I know Kira just gave us the kind of highlights there. Jones is 10 of 11, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns for Aiken in the first half. And then Butler's 3 of 5 for 32 yards for Midland Valley.
Yeah, most of their damage done on the ground, of course.
Yeah, 181 yards worth on the ground for Midland Valley in that first half. Flag on the opening kickoff of the second.
Now, I'll tell you another player, Cameron Frazier's really looked good for Aiken. He's made a couple of nice catches, made a couple of nice runs after the
kicking
catch.
Team, 5-yard penalty. Replay the kick
touchdown
down.
Where he got both feet inbounds, too.
Yeah, he's got 4 receptions for 49 yards.
And that touchdown, 19 yards. So we'll start all over again here in the second half. And you talked about Cameron Frazier. Never too early to remind everybody that at the conclusion of tonight's contest, we will be picking the McDonald's offensive and defensive player of the game. You seen that commercial, the McDonald's commercial with that amazing stat 1 in 8 people have worked at McDonald's at some point.
Has anybody up here worked
Whoa.
at McDonald's?
That's hard to wrap my brain around. Oh,
Yeah.
ball is loose on the opening kickoff.
Oh.
Mustangs believe they have it,
It's a backbreaker.
and they do.
Yeah.
It was
Kemper.
Bryson Kemper who came out of the bottom of the pile for the Mustangs.
Yeah,
And
Kemper's
special
the one that
teams
had
once
the,
again.
Yeah, Kemper's the one that remember had the interception on the 2-point conversion earlier. That was called back because of pass interference. And he was. So Midland Valley, wow, they take that possession away with the little pooch onside kick.
And they will start from the Aiken 43-yard line.
And Trayvon Dunbar is in the backfield.
We'll see how the Mustangs approach this with a 16-point lead. They will keep it on the ground with Dunbar, and he'll pick up 2 yards. Dunbar had 91 yards in the first half with the 2 touchdowns. This is our final regularly scheduled Game Night Live tilt of the year.
Hard to believe.
Next week, for the next 3 weeks, we have flex weeks where we pick the game a week or 2 out to try to get the best matchups at the end of the season. And speaking of matchups, that one works out very well for Midland Valley as Antron Butler works his way down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And the Mustangs are going to go hurry up here, running up to the line.
Preston Butler to Antron Butler, his favorite target.
And Butler to Butler.
Yeah, speaking of those flex games, John, we got a couple of next couple of weeks people aren't going to want to miss. I mean, some good ones.
Yeah. Mustangs went in such a hurry I couldn't get the rest of my thought out. But, yeah, next week we have huge region matchup between Strom-Thurmond and Silver Bluff. And then 2 weeks from tonight, these same Midland Valley Mustangs at home, likely playing for a region championship against North Augusta. And that's a rivalry game anyway, but you throw a possible region title in the mix, you don't want to miss Game Night Live.
And I think the North Augusta, I've talked to a few folks at North Augusta the last couple of days, and I think there's a tinge of like a little chip on their shoulder about
Midland
all
Valley
the
getting
attention
a little,
Midland Valley's getting.
all right, I like it.
You know, hey, they're 7-0, they deserve it. But yeah, North Augusta though has played a really tough schedule. They beat a top 10 team in Greenwood, and they're playing good football right now at 6-2, unbeaten in region play.
2nd and goal from the 8 for the Mustangs. McNair and Dunbar, and it's Dunbar on the call, down to the 5.
Yeah, so he'll just inside there. So it'll be 3rd and goal, and they do spot it right at the 5. And McNair is going to check out of the game. Yeah, a little confusion on Aiken's side on the.
On 3rd and goal, Butler wants to throw. He is under pressure to the corner, and a diving grab, and a touchdown.
That's Antron Butler.
Antron Butler again.
Well, a good job by Preston Butler. He was under pressure, saw his receiver open and threw it and gave him a chance to make a play, and the receiver made the play.
His 5th touchdown catch of the year. Extends the Midland Valley lead to 34-12. Heck of a throw by Butler with a man in his face. Hold everything, flags in.
Snap, false start, offense, number 84, 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
You see the throw here, man on him, threw it up and let his receiver make a play, and he did, man. Diving catch. And the official was right there. If he had bobbled that in the least, it would have been called incomplete. The receiver had a great angle on it, or the official did.
Justin Parks, a junior lineman for Aiken, had a hand right in Butler's grill and still able to make the touchdown pass. So it's a 25-yarder now. and that would have been good from 40 or 45.
Yeah, still no problem from him on the extra
Waters still has only missed 1 point after this year, and that's a lot of point afters the way this
yeah.
offense rolls up the points. So it's 9:29 left to play in the third. 35-12. Midland Valley extends the lead to 23. Well, that's a happy group of Midland Valley Mustangs right there on the right side of your screen. And whoever wins this game, that fan base will have a chance to relive tonight's victory with the encore presentation of Game Night Live coming your way Sunday at high noon over on WJBF News Channel 6. You can also catch it on our YouTube channel after the re-air. And right now, Mustang fans got to be liking what they see.
Let's see if they try another funny kick here. Why not? Aiken's going to catch this one.
And so we'll keep our eyes out to see if it looks like he's going to be okay. We'd gotten word at halftime that Terrell Lockett was maybe turned an ankle or something in the first half. He was Aiken's leading rusher in the first half, 37 yards.
Well, now Mole comes up limping a little bit too.
Number
the
5
other running
there
back.
at the bottom of your screen. Happy to report Lockett is in the game. Number 3 there.
And there's Luke Jones, first chance seeing him play, and very impressed.
Yeah, 10 of 11 in the first half, 95 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, Coach Garrett pointed out too that they were able to protect him for the most part. He took a few hits, but for the most part was able to get the ball out quickly and get completions.
Hornets start from their 35. Need points, need them relatively fast. And Jones can do it, but he overthrows everybody on first down. So he can run and gun too.
Yeah. So tough though, for young quarterbacks trying to throw on the run, and sometimes you put a little too much on it like he did there.
Yeah. I don't know if he overthrew that one or he kind of airmailed it on purpose there, because there was a crowd he was trying to throw that ball into.
And it's Lockett on second down.
Good run.
Pushes ahead, really tough run. Pushes ahead for 6.
Well, as Coach Garrett pointed out at halftime, and he had mentioned to Cure before the game about his team and the effort and all that, and how impressed he, would be if they did that. There's no question these guys are giving it everything they got. I mean, we saw that on the touchdown run earlier. We see that on the kick return a moment ago from Mole. We see it there from Lockett. They're giving it everything. They have not given up on the game, on the season, on anything, despite struggling a little bit.
And they left themselves third and manageable here. And this is the first time, obviously, we've seen Aiken in person this year. But everything you read about them, and the Mustangs, I think, just gave them a huge gift.
First down.
Yeah. Jeremy Freeman has had such a great game.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
And while we're giving them some superlatives, they've only had one penalty, and that was on the sidelines on the coaching staff. So the kids themselves, no penalties tonight, which you compare, Midland Valley is starting to rack up the penalties.
Yeah, they've got 10 now.
And again, when you're dealing with a young team, probably a somewhat frustrated team, 0-7, that's got to be very impressive to that coaching staff. So fresh set of downs for the Hornets. And it's Lockett across midfield. Lockett with a big gain into Midland Valley territory out at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, finally brought down by Hosey Dukes, but not before Lockett was able to pick up big yardage. And there's a little bit of frustration over on the Midland Valley side now. Some of the players jawing at each other a little bit.
19 for Lockett. That ankle looks just fine. That puts him up over 60 yards for the game and a lifelink of Georgia first down. Still plenty of time for Aiken. And Lockett will be brought down after a gain of 1.
Midland Valley, who Stands at 7-0, off to a tremendous start. They've beaten some really good football teams, and what a turnaround Coach Chapman has led for this team after, like you said, starting off 1-10 his first year and was right around 500 his second year, and then this year, of course, really having a special season.
And we mentioned this Aiken team at the outset, only scoring 14 points a game. Hoping to eclipse that here in the third quarter. That pass will fall incomplete. I think Leon Robinson might have been one of the first ones there.
Yeah, it was Hosey Dukes again who with a big hit. He can lay it on. We saw it in the Harlem game earlier this year. He'll light you up.
And mentioned, in that Harlem game, we felt like we called his name every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Not as many times tonight, but laying the lumber there. So 2nd and 9 from the 34-yard line. Or 3rd and 9, I should say. Jones under pressure. Completes it. That's Anderson. He'll be close to a first down, and now this will make Dwayne Garrick's decision-making very easy.
Yeah, he's going to be about 3 yards short, depending on the spot. But like you said, definitely going for it where they're at on the field, and especially with it being just 2 or 3 yards.
4th and about, short 3, long 2.
Great job of coming back to that football.
Yeah.
Wide receiver. You love that as a quarterback. You can throw it to a spot, and you trust he's going to come get it.
Another thing Aiken's doing is they're keeping the ball.
They are keeping them off the field. That is true.
And for a team that throws it a pretty good bit, that's impressive to be able to turn the clock because it's stopping on those incomplete. Well, although Luke Jones hadn't had that many incomplete.
Timeout on the field, and again, Aiken has to burn a timeout relatively early here in the second half. Well, that'll give us a chance to get to our Brand Smart USA trivia question. And for that, we talk about, you and I, Nathan, have had this conversation multiple times about the best high school football player to ever come out of the CSO.
Yes.
We were in Lincoln County last week. We talked about Garrison Hurst. Hard to argue with Ray Guy, Pro Football Hall of Famer from Thompson.
Sure.
We're in Aiken. Everybody knows William Refrigerator Perry, right?
For sure.
So the Fridge, there he is. 295-pound nose guard in high school. Went on to Clemson, won a national championship. First-round draft pick of the Bears in 1985. Of course, famously won a Super Bowl with the Bears in 85 season, 96 Super Bowl. Spent most of his career in Chicago. For what other team did Refrigerator Perry play? That's your Brand Smart USA trivia question. We'll let you think about it. We'll get you the answer there in the fourth quarter. I didn't realize, we all think of the Fridge as this bigger than life, kind of guy. I didn't realize when he was in high school, he was a track star.
Oh, yeah.
He was the 6th fastest player on the football team.
Yep.
In the 100-yard dash. Also did shot put, and I didn't know this. He could 360 dunk a basketball.
And he was so good at Clemson, leading them to a national championship.
And speaking of good, that's a completion and a first down for the Hornets. Grayson Kitchings. Kitchings, a familiar name in Aiken.
Oh, yeah, there have been a bunch of those, too. Tony Kitchings, one that stands out.
So huge for conversion for Aiken, and another fresh set of downs at the 24-yard line. They do not give up. Lockett. A little bit of a hold. Pickup of 6. Flags in late.
There's a penalty flag at the end of the play.
Right here.
The consensus in the press box seems to be face mask.
Yeah. And Clark, Aiken's just, happy to obviously they want to win the football game, but Dwayne Garrick is also
face mask penalty again.
5 yards from the end of the play results in a first down.
The drives he's had and the time he's taken off the clock, the amount of plays. He had a 13-play drive earlier. No give up in these kids, for sure.
First and 10 from the 11-yard line.
So that'll put Aiken into the Murphy Auto Group red zone, and first and goal at that at the 6-yard line. Lockett, the running back, with Jones.
Yeah, Jones already has 2 touchdown passes.
Lockett will get the call, and Lockett right knocking on the door at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, trying to hurdle his way in, but he'll be just shy of the end zone. That was a nifty little run there.
I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I go back to number 3.
I would too.
Yep. Looks like number 4 for Midland Valley down.
They do have an injury on the field. And that is Garrett Miller, who has had such a great game on defense for the Mustangs. Definitely in the running for the McDonald's Defensive Player of the game if the Mustangs are able to hold on.
All right, AB, you've been doing games a long time in this area, and we've been doing these games for years. This has got to be one of the better 0-7 teams I've ever seen.
I totally agree with that.
I would absolutely agree. Miller up and walked off under his own power, by the way. So we resume with the Hornets' second and goal. And the running back is Mole. Good to see him back in as he was shaken up on the opening kickoff of the second half. But Jones will keep. And Jones will score!
Yeah. Yep.
How about the Hornets?
And Luke Jones, 2 touchdown passes, a touchdown run. Kids look good tonight.
Quite the senior night.
Yeah, good for him. You go through a frustrating season like this. You got to be happy for him. Obviously, they want to get a win, but to be able to come out here on senior night and have a really good game like this for him, good for Luke Jones. And I know Dwayne Garrick is wishing he had a couple more years with him because he looks like a kid that could be a really good leading quarterback. Taking a team somewhere. If he had a little bit more around him and a little bit more depth and maybe a little bit more on the defensive side.
All right, big conversion here. It's a 17-point game, trying to get it to a 2-possession game.
And Jones, and I think somebody got a hand on it.
Yeah, they may have tipped that. That was number 2. That's Butler.
Sean Butler. Interception to his credit this year and just got a fingertip on it.
Yeah, I think Butler dove and I don't know if he hit it or not, but he certainly made the receiver miss it if he didn't tip it.
So it remains a 17-point game, 35-18, 4:41 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, so you're down 3 scores still here. So I would think if you really want a chance to win this game, you got to go some kind of pooch onside here because you're not going to get enough possessions, and you're having a tough time stopping Midland Valley.
Well, and to AB's point earlier, Aiken is grinding out the clock and keeping Midland Valley off the field. However, you're running out of time to keep doing that. So let's see what the Hornets have up their sleeve here. That is not Carlos Beltran. That is Joaquin Beltran, a junior kicker for the Hornets. He'll angle it toward the sideline.
Yeah, that's just a case of not knowing where you're on the field. They should let that ball go out of bounds.
They would have had it at the 35. Well,
yeah,
it's a difference of 5 yards. But So the Mustangs will take over at the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
And let's take a look at what's coming up this week on Local Living.
We get to sit down with Caroline to talk about all the things Ivy Homes has going on. Plus, you might be able to find your dream home. Be sure to check it out this Saturday at 9:30.
Local Living, Saturday morning at 9:30 on News Channel 6.
See, that's Saturday at 9:30. So for a change, I don't have to be in Athens super early for a football game. So I can check it out. Butler on first down, tripped up. A loss of a couple, so 2nd and 12.
Well, plus this year, Georgia's looked good this year. I think
looked better last Saturday.
I was going to say they've looked better, and I think people are they forget that even in those national championship years, you had games where you struggled. You had times where you struggled. I get it. I understand you want to beat everybody 50-0 but
the Missouri game last year.
Yeah, the Missouri game. Oh man, they definitely should have lost that one.
How about this?
How about this?
Jameet Williams, who had such a big first half, comes up huge in the second half here. And there's life in Aiken. They'll have the ball at the Midland Valley 43-yard line.
Oh, that's just a heck of a play by him. And he had the touchdown earlier, too, where it looked like he was going to be brought down. And I almost thought the play was blown dead, but he kept his feet moving and
stayed inbounds.
And scored the touchdown. And now he gets a pick. And how about this? Aiken trying to stun everybody. They put a score up here. Valley got to start worrying a little bit here.
From the 43. And just plugging the hole. Freeman.
Jeremy Freeman has played a game tonight. He is a hoss.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
I would have liked to have seen him maybe take a deep shot there coming off the interception.
Yep.
Yeah, a little more tempo.
Yeah.
With only 15 minutes of football left, if you're an Aiken fan. Not your deep shot, but deeper. And that one was close to being picked off by Dukes.
Yeah, I think he rushed
Butler,
that. I think he rushed that throw quite a bit.
You got big number 92 running after you.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, Freeman has been unblockable this game, and he played good in the Harlem game, but he wasn't dominant like this in that game.
You think everything's 2-down territory no matter where you are on the field?
I think so. I mean, maybe if you're, 4th and long inside your own 20, maybe, but anything else, you almost have to go for it.
Jones, somebody got a paw on that one.
Yeah, they're going to have to chip or double team big number 92.
Yeah. Guess who got in there? Jeremy Freeman is having a night.
Hit him with a tranquilizer dart or something. They get him.
Little Will Ferrell shot with a dart.
yeah. Because he is playing good tonight.
Well, there's our answer about 4-down territory anywhere on the field.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm kind of shocked they're playing this football.
Yeah, especially, here, I know it's 4th and 10, but.
Got nothing to lose.
Oh boy. Midland Valley trying to chase down Jameet Williams, and they will at the 45-yard line. Another special teams miscue is going to cost the Hornets, and Midland Valley can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief.
That's 3 bad snaps tonight.
Yeah, you haven't had a clean long snap yet tonight, so that's why, another reason thought they would have gone for it there.
Well, those are the things, and we've seen Dwayne Garrick's teams over the years at various schools. Those are the things that will get cleaned up. He will find a long snapper that's going to make it, get it right. He will, those are the things that over time you won't see being a problem here.
On first down, it is McNair fighting his way inside the 35-yard line. Flag down.
Before that interception, I was talking about Georgia, and Beck is starting to look better. Brock Bowers is obviously great.
Sure.
The running backs are healthy, and they're looking better. And they're looking like another possible national championship run.
During the run, illegal block in the back.
I say that.
Number 72. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Replay first down.
I say that with an hopefully
to the most pessimistic Georgia fan.
No. I'm saying that, and I hope I am jinxing you.
You want Florida State?
I want Florida State to be there.
Yeah,
that's right.
Everybody's doing well. I mean, Kier's making sure everybody knows Alabama's not dead yet.
Nope.
And Florida State's doing great. Doing good year for everybody.
Yeah.
First and 11. So they'll try McNair again. Trying to get the edge. Another flag in.
Another penalty flag.
That's what, 12 on him now?
Yeah, this is
you can't.
This will get you beat against North Augusta.
I was going to say, if they do this against North Augusta, they're going to be in trouble.
I don't think Earl Chapman won't make that very clear.
Yeah.
Well, first thing Earl Chapman would say is that they got to go beat South Aiken.
He's 2nd and 8. You want to back him up?
Well, that's true because Javon Edwards is healthy.
Holding. Offense number 0. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
It is not a foregone conclusion they beat them by any stretch.
Nope.
South Aiken can put up points. They can. They've got 2 of the most dangerous weapons anybody has in the area in Terrence Smith and Javon Edwards. I like their Ryan Lubeck, their tight end. It's a good team. They have trouble stopping the run though, and that against Midland Valley could pose some problems, of course. Maybe this will be the wake-up call they need going into those final 2 games.
And again, we're talking about this like they've played a horrible football game. They're still up 17 points. If you can play like this and still be up 17, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, Earl Chapman watching the playback is going to go, okay, finally you said that. I'm glad, guys. What are y'all talking about here?
So the
is he
Hornets
dancing?
He's raising the roof, Hornets give some of those yards back. It's Dunbar.
And he's still on his feet.
Down the sideline, all the way to the 20-yard line. That's the second time tonight we've seen a run like that where you almost stop paying attention to the play and off he goes.
It's almost like the Aiken guy was on a piggyback ride.
Yeah. I mean, watch this. It's just so strong.
Jump on my back. Here we go.
Right there.
So after all the penalties and everything, doesn't matter. 1st and 10 at the red zone for Midland Valley.
And Dunbar is well over 100 yards on the night.
Yep, and he's going to add a few more here. Side step, still on his feet, inside the 10. It'll be 1st and it'll be 2nd and the 1st and goal.
And we've been talking about that. Like you said, they're still up. If they score here, they're up 42-18. Yeah. In any other universe, that's great. But we've seen there's some struggles tonight with the penalties. Some just miscues here and there that's allowed Aiken to sort of, not hang around as for a win, but, put some points on the board and get some extra possessions.
We've seen Midland Valley at their best.
Yep.
As Dunbar inches closer.
Well, the expectations have been raised now for this team.
Yeah.
This is not a team that's just trying to have a good season. This is a team that is expected to make a deep run and challenge for a championship.
Well, we also saw them. That's a good Harlem team that they beat, and they put 42 on them. It was a close game, but Harlem is a really well-coached and a good football team. They blew out Hepzibah this weekend. That Hepzibah team's not bad.
Midland Valley
last weekend
averages 42 a game.
Yeah.
Trying to get there on this possession. And Dunbar makes it look easy.
That's his 20th rushing touchdown on the season.
Yep, I got him for 144 and 3 scores.
144 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. And does that make 7 on Game Night Live?
Yeah, 7 rushing touchdowns in game night, 2 games.
Yeah, he's only had 15 carries tonight, so not a ton of carries.
And that's what he averages, 16 carries, 159 yards. And about 2.5 scores.
Another night at the office. Yeah, as Peyton Waters.
That's
what
where
he does.
McNair comes in. It's going to be so huge when they get to this stretch run that they're going to be able to give him a lot more carries.
By the way, that is career rush touchdown number 70. and that's in only 31 games.
Wow.
Is that any good?
Yeah, he played 5 games or 6 games as a freshman. Then he played 12 as a sophomore. Those 6 as a freshman, that was because of COVID, knocked out half the part of that year. And then as a junior, he was recovering from an ACL tear and played 5. And then, of course, this year, this is game number 8.
So with less than a minute to play here in the third, can Kira Goldstein hear us down on the sideline?
Guys, when I talked to Coach Chapman before the game, he said that there's been a lot of speculation about this team due to their strength of schedule, the hype around them. He said that a lot of people have questioned whether they really have what it takes to be considered one of the better teams in 4A. And I think that we're seeing here there's going to be a little bit more to talk about after this game.
And again, it's like we said. I mean, you're still up by 42-18.
Well,
but still some things to clean up before you.
And again, you can question it. They've beaten Strom Thurmond, Silver Bluff, and Harlem. That's 3 good football teams.
Yes. We're not questioning.
Yeah.
The Hornets with Mole on the return now find themselves down, doing my University of Georgia math here, that would be 24 points. And there's a player down. Looks like a Hornet, but I could not see the number. So timeout on the field for the injured player.
Number 12.
That's number 12 for Aiken, who is Trevion Washington, junior running back and linebacker. There you see both head coaches out there to take a look. And he's all right. Got the wind knocked out of him from what we're hearing on the sidelines. Well, it's Thursday night, but don't forget tomorrow night, another full night of football. Friday night coming your way.
Be sure to join us after tonight's game over on WJBF NewsChannel 6 at 11:35 for football. Friday night, we'll have a recap of this game, plus games from all over Georgia and South Carolina, and our 44-strong player of the week and our Powerade top 5 plays.
Yeah, Brendan Robertson and Graham Lee with 30 minutes of high school football for you tomorrow night. Seems weird to say tomorrow night.
I know.
As the Hornets begin with Lockett. He has had such a nice night. It's still running hard.
It's thrown my whole week off. It has.
It really has. Every day I've seen it. I've been a day off every day.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow night.
You
I'm just going to kind of wander around the neighborhood.
You got Friday night off. What game you going to tomorrow night?
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
I know it.
We hardly get to go watch, as a fan.
See, that's as you grow older and you've been married for a while, you learn in those spots not to give your wife a heads up that you're off because she'll make plans for you.
Well,
so
where does she
instead, I
think you
tell
are
her
right
at the last
now?
minute. Well, she doesn't know that we're not doing 2 games.
Yeah, it's just like week 1, right?
Week 1, yeah.
We're through 3. 12 minutes of football left. Midland Valley big on Aiken. Start of the fourth quarter, Aiken 2nd and 6 from its own 34-yard line. Down by 24. And just out of the outstretched arms of Cameron Frazier. Frazier's had a good night.
Yeah, he has. Had a good night. That one a little high. The catches he's made have been good catches, like where the ball was behind him once, the one that for the touchdown was a little bit out in front and he had to really stretch. And then, of course, he made that great fake on the one short pass. That one is a film that Miller's going to want to cut the film off after like a first couple of big hits he makes because he does not want to see that one.
So on third down and another incompletion, that one intended for Tyree Clark, who we have not called tonight.
That was behind him, but that's a pass that needed to be behind him. If that pass was out in front, that might have been picked off.
And that brings us to our QBs by the quarter for quarter number 3, brought to you as always by Culpeper Lumber. Culpeper Lumber Ace Hardware.
Yeah, and Jones for Aiken is 12 of 17 for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. He added another rushing score. And then on the Midland Valley side, we have Butler, who is 6 of 9 for 67 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
And Aiken is going to call a timeout, and I was just about to say be careful here and watch this closely because this is where the Hornets have had just a devil of a time tonight, snapping a football to the punter.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to go for it here, but if you don't have the confidence that you're going to be able to get a punt off.
Dare I say a Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment from your own 34-yard line? He is talking to the offense. Jones is still on the field.
Yep.
So.
No, they're still in punt formation.
They will remain in punt formation.
So is that Jones who's snapping the ball?
It is Jones. And Williams to kick it away. Clean snap this time. And a good roll for the Hornets.
Yep.
And Midland Valley will take over at the 38. Well, AB, you and I earlier today had the chance to get the ball rolling on Border Bowl, which is going to be here before we know it. You and I were talking before this game tonight how quickly this season of Game Night Live has gone by. And I know we're only in mid-October, but early January is coming up quick. And we met with both Border Bowl coaches this morning. Brian Smith of Barnwell, who will coach South Carolina. Barrett Davis of Evans, who will coach Georgia. And had a chance to talk to them about their rosters. And we will be announcing the official Border Bowl rosters for Georgia and South Carolina, not 1 week from tonight, 1 week from tomorrow night on Football Friday night.
And it's hard not to get excited when you start thinking about some of the players that will get to play together on both sides. When the coaches started talking about some of the guys, I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, wow, yeah, that's going to be fun. So, yeah, looking forward. Hard to believe it's already here, but definitely looking forward to coming up in January. That's always a fun game.
I was going to say, Border Bowl is always fun, but you're right. So as we were talking through some of the players this morning, just some very intriguing things. We'll say that.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to find out next Friday night, Football Friday night, 11:35. As big gain for the Mustangs.
What I love about it is not only is it any type of all-star event's great, especially you're raising money for a great charity, and that's great too. I love how much the players and coaches want to win it. A lot of times all-star games, there's not as much effort. You're out there having fun. Not this one. They want to win that game badly.
It's that, and it is that Georgia versus South Carolina thing. There's a lot of pride on both sides of the Savannah River, and we see it all week that week. At practice, we'll be hosting South Carolina's team practices here at Aiken High School again this year. Team Georgia will practice at Hepzibah High School as McNair is wrestled to the ground.
Yeah, I love that we're moving that game around a little bit as well. Looking forward to those facilities at Burke County hosting that game. It's going to be fantastic.
Grovetown was our host last year as Laney installed its new turf, and then of course we had it at Laney for so many years, and that's such a great venue as well.
Personal foul, defense, unnecessary roughness.
So big gain's going to become even bigger. Still 10 minutes left. And Midland Valley can put this thing on ice with a score here.
AB's just hoping he can get some of the Ronald McDonald socks this year.
Weren't those cool?
What makes you think I don't wear those around the house?
Ooh, dangerous
that was
pass.
Close.
Could have been a pick six. Instead, it's going to be 6 for Evan Williams, his second touchdown of the year. Evan Phillips.
Evan Phillips.
I said Williams.
That almost was a pick six.
Boy, oh boy.
And the big fella hauled it in and did his best Travis Kelce. We were talking about Taylor Swift in the break.
We were.
Travis Kelce impression with that run after the catch.
Yeah, it's going to be a happy trip back to Graniteville tonight for the Midland Valley faithful.
Yeah, and again, like you said, we talked about the penalties, we talked about some of the struggles, maybe being a little flat coming out, and here they are up, trying to make it 49-18, or if they can knock in the extra point, which has been almost, like you said, automatic.
Yeah, Peyton Waters is about as good as they come at doing that. Yeah, and he is true again. 49-18. Easy for me to say. 10 minutes left in this one. Midland Valley leads Aiken in a score that this was a much closer game, and Aiken's played better than this score looks. But we talked about this Midland Valley team is just impressive, and even though they would probably be the first to tell you they did not play at 100% their best in the first half, they are running away with it now in the second.
Yeah, and just another ho-hum day for Dunbar.
Yeah.
Right around 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, which he always seems to do. If they make a deep run in the playoffs, he's got a chance to put up a big, big number in terms of yards and touchdowns this year.
Well, he went over 1,000 yards on Game Night Live in the game against Harlem last month. Tonight he eclipsed 1,500 for the season. And we were talking earlier, if he has a couple more big games, he could be getting close to 2K as we get near that next flex game.
And if you think about it, if you play a season and go to a state championship, you play 15 games. Mm-hmm. He's really played 2 full seasons for a lot of teams, and he's got 70 rushing touchdowns.
It's amazing.
It's crazy to me. And again, a lot of that came as a freshman and sophomore. Those were his best 2 years so far, the freshman and sophomore year. He was injured for more than half of last season.
Hornets with a change at quarterback. That's going to be Jamarcus Jenkins. He is also a senior, so Dwayne Garrick getting him some reps here on senior night at Haygood Stadium.
Well, those seniors are going to be a special group for him because, again, you had the guys transfer. You had, kind of a rough season. You really learn to appreciate those guys that give you their
10-yard
all,
penalty.
That stick
First
it
down.
out. It's easy. Giving up's easy. Mm-hmm. Sticking it out is not, especially when you're struggling. And he's going to remember this senior group, I'm sure, for a long time.
Now Jones back in. Meanwhile, there's a party going on Midland Valley sideline. They traveled well tonight. And why not?
Yeah.
Watching the best start in school history. I think we're going to have another flag.
Oh, my
mercy.
Gosh. It was all sides, but what a hit. I think he was off sides, actually.
Defense.
Man who delivered the hit.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That was Mason
Carolina.
Yeah.
One of our all-name team nominees. Let's get down to Kira while we have a second.
Yeah, guys, I heard you talking about the Midland Valley party that looks like it's going on that other sideline. I talked to Coach Chapman about the community support. He said people have really shown up and shown out. They've donated money. They've donated equipment. They've donated meals and Gatorades. A guy came by with frozen treats in a truck the other day and gave the whole football team free frozen treats after practice. So this community is really wrapping their arms around Midland Valley. They really love what they're seeing from the football team, and they're just loving the team and the community support.
And Midland Valley just wrapped its arms around the football to take over inside the 15 once again. And we'll see if we can get a number and give somebody some TV time. And we can. It's Chris Rogers, a senior lineman, or linebacker. So all Midland Valley now up 31 and threatening to score again. And I would guess We're going to get a heavy dose of, what'd you call it, AB? Ground and pound.
Ground and pound.
And keys to the game, four keys to the game at the outset.
They've been doing it tonight for sure. And they've done it really to everybody this year and last.
And the starters will get the rest of the evening off for the Mustangs. Your new quarterback is Balin Berenson.
Oh, goodness.
And the ball is out. And Aiken. There's a scrum for it.
How about that?
And the Midland Valley Mustangs get back on it.
Antron Butler got it.
Yeah, Butler was there, and Aiken had a couple of different shots at it.
Yeah, that quarterback needs to buy Butler some lunch this weekend, because that actually could have been a scoop and a score there.
Turned into a soccer
right
game for a
here,
second.
it looked like he had it. Look at Butler dive in there and get it back. Nice job.
I mentioned the new quarterback is Balin Berenson, and he's played a decent amount this year. He's 8 for 12 on passes coming into tonight, 63 yards. So this isn't his first action.
Yeah, back to Butler now.
And then, yeah, Butler comes in after the botched snap. And Butler will throw for the end zone. And there's a flag down. It is incomplete.
Dave's got something down there, too.
There's two penalties.
Flags, yeah, 2 penalties on the play. Different
Two
spots
penalties
on the field.
I think it's pass interference there, and I think some of the Midland Valley coaches think there was a lineman downfield.
Offsetting here.
It's on the play by both teams. An eligible receiver downfield. Offense number 79. Pass interference. Defense number 2. Those fouls offset. Replay second down.
Nothing like a couple of flags in a 31-point game with 8:18 to play.
Yeah, Midland Valley doesn't have enough points. They're airing it out some more, trying to get some more here.
Butler remains in the game at quarterback. The new running back is Caleb Williams, and it's like a bowling ball inside the 5. Another flag comes in.
Yeah, the penalties tonight starting to really add up.
Player down 2. That will.
The officials discuss, and the proceedings have ground to a halt here.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Replay second down. Timeout.
So we have timeout with 8:09 left to play, and they'll give us a chance to answer our BrandSmart USA trivia question to refresh your memory. And we'll bring Kira in on this as well, because she keeps score on UAB. As you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I need that.
She keeps the receipts, and we believe. What is your record this year so far?
It's not great.
It's not.
He's 2 or 3 below 500.
Oh boy! All right. Well, I told you before the game. I think this one's it's not easy. It's not incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
It's moderate. We'll get to it right after second down. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. And Butler gives up the middle.
Yeah.
Shy, just a couple of yards shy is Williams.
Nice job by the Aiken defense there.
Bring up third down. And again, just no quitting these Hornets, even with their backs against their own goal line.
Third down and short, Midland Valley.
As we tick down to 7:30 to play. And the Mustangs in no hurry, letting the play clock now wind down. Another fresh set of legs. Martin Bam Ford comes in, number 25 on the left side of your screen. And Ford will get the call. Nope, on the keeper. Great fake. It's Preston Butler in for 6.
Yeah, easy there after the fake. So Butler gets into the act with the touchdown run of his own.
And now, this score starting to look a lot more like I think folks around the state probably thought it might.
Yeah.
As Midland Valley piles on the points.
Piling up the rushing yards too, over 270 as a team now.
remember this game a year ago, Midland Valley scored 70. They scored 77 earlier this year against Swansea. That was the game that Peyton Waters here, the kicker, kicked 11 extra points to tie his dad's record for points in a game at Midland Valley. And he's good again. All right, so to repeat the BrandSmart USA trivia question, William Refrigerator Perry, probably one of the best known football players to ever come from the CSRA. I'd say the most well known to come from Aiken High School.
For sure.
Of course, he played most of his career with the Chicago Bears, won a Super Bowl, famously a national championship at Clemson. But for what other NFL team did Refrigerator Perry play?
All right, I thought for sure I knew this. I know that it's a team in green, and I'm almost positive it's the Eagles. I started doubting myself thinking Jets, but I'm definitely going Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles.
Kira, would you like to hazard a guess?
No, that's okay. I'll let AB be wrong on this one
She
all by himself.
She just rips me when I miss them. I think I got this one. I think it's the Eagles. I'm pretty
so
sure.
Kira knows they didn't play for Washington. That's her favorite team growing up.
Wow.
And we know they didn't play if he didn't play for Atlanta.
Well, how about this? There's your answer.
There it is.
And we've managed to have an Eagles fan on our crew. I'm glad he's with us. Poor choice of hoodies, but
he wasn't quite as effective with the Eagles as he was with the Bears.
No, he played the last couple of years of his career there after he had some injury problems.
Yeah, it's sort of like O.J. going to the 49ers and Franco Harris going to the Seahawks, and Montana was a little better with the Chiefs. So I won't throw him in there.
I'll tell you how things went there because I couldn't find a picture of the fridge in Philadelphia.
Well, that's what I started thinking in my head. Was there a football card? Because I'm almost positive it was the Eagles, but I couldn't think of I don't think he even had a card with them.
You hear so many stories about him that people that run up to him in the community. He's the nicest person.
Nicest guy, but a freakish athlete for his size.
Yeah, absolutely.
He played offensive guard and nose guard, and he was still one of the fastest guys, as you mentioned earlier, on the team. And they just raved about what a talent. And his brother, of course, was an NFL player too, but his brother played over at South Aiken, Michael Dean Perry.
Lockett hanging onto the football across the 40. I didn't know until I was doing research for the game tonight how he actually got the nickname Refrigerator. Do you know that story?
I don't know that.
Apparently, as the story goes, it was at Clemson, and he was doing laundry at the dorm, I guess, and he goes to the elevator with his laundry, and there was another teammate in there with the laundry, and the teammate looked at him and said, "You're about as big as a refrigerator." And,
and it stuck. Well, he was great at Clemson. Number 66.
Yep.
For the Clemson Tigers.
Teammates with our good friend Bubba Diggs.
Absolutely, Bubba.
Big Midland Valley supporter.
I thought it was so cool when I was a kid playing rec football. Bubba Diggs was an official, like coming home during the offseason. And he had that national championship ring out there. And you'd have thought I met, Michael Jackson.
Oh, absolutely.
So I was like, he's so big to me. And, obviously Bubba's, what a nice guy, able to get to know him as I grew up. What a great man. And still loves his Tigers. I won't hold that against him. I understand it.
Nobody's perfect.
There was an Evans Knight player that played at Clemson back in the day too, Chip Davis. He was a little younger than them, but Chip was a good receiver for the Clemson Tigers in the late 80s.
I met Bubba when you and I were both covering the Augusta Stallions back in the early 2000s. And I'm like you, the first time I saw his name, I don't care who you played for. He's got a national championship ring. That is super cool. You felt like you were in the presence of greatness.
Well, and we did this is back when I was a little thinner and still running around a little bit, and I don't know if you remember this, one of the early years, we did a celebrity flag football game at the arena.
I remember that. And I quarterbacked one of the teams.
Well, and I actually, obviously he would have crushed me 100 times out of 100, but I did intercept a pass intended for Perry Tuttle, the former Clemson receiver in that game. And it was a terrible throw, luckily. I think Marlon Williams.
I was going to say, that wasn't me.
I think it was Marlon Williams that threw it. He's a former WJBF sports guy.
My predecessor is sports director at WJBF. As we tick under 5 minutes here.
Well, I'm trying to. Kira and I are working together feverishly to try and figure out AB's record here.
We're doing some stats work.
I love it.
Nathan Edwards, our statistician working on the really important stat right now of AB's trivia record.
We seem to think that he's one game under 500.
Oh, I like that even better. See, Kara, you're coming over to my side now. I like
No.
it. Coming over to the dark
Nope,
side.
Absolutely not.
Got a Mustang down on the field. And there you see the head coach, Earl Chapman, checking out his player. While they check on him, we'll step aside for a second.
Hey there, I'm Anna Christina, host of The Dish. Coming up this week, Brittany is joining me to talk all things clothing, and Justin Boland from Vander Morgan Realty chats housing. And we have Signature Mike to share outdoor furniture tips. It's all happening right here at 12:30 on The Dish.
So that's tomorrow at 12:30. Check out The Dish on after News Channel 6 at noon.
And then just a busy day of college football.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is game 10. We've had 10 trivia questions so far. So I'm pretty sure you're not 5-5.
Yeah,
So I think you're 4.
I got to be 2.
I think you're 4 and 6.
4 out of 4 and 6. So 2 games below.
Yep. Yeah. So you got a chance to be winning record. We got 3 more games.
And speaking of next week, as I mentioned, that's our flex games. As good news, Simpkins, had a great first half on the defensive side of the football, did Simpkins. And he's up and walks off under his own power, so that's really good. But a week from tonight, we will be in Johnston, South Carolina. Edgefield County. The Strom Thurmond Rebels will host the Silver Bluff Bulldogs. That is a key
Man, that's going to be a good one.
Region matchup. In all likelihood, both will be undefeated in Region 3-2A. Both do face road tests tomorrow night, but winnable road tests as the pass falls incomplete. The Aiken faithful wanted a flag.
They thought it was pass interference.
And next Friday night, we'll be back at our regular day and our regular time right here on ETV.
I can't wait. A chance to see Quan Edwards throw into those receivers, Tolan, Staley, and Sewell. That's going to be fun. And then, of course, Silver Bluff has Jordan Boyd, our WJBF Defensive Player of the Year from last year, committed to Georgia Tech, has a lot of other offers. They've got Jaden Fuller, who is maybe the strongest guy in the area. And they got Jaden Eason, the baby bull up front, too. So they're very good defensively. That's going to be a really nice matchup.
Midland Valley takes over after the turnover on downs. Trying to milk away this last 4.5. And look at the Hornets still fired up.
Yeah, that's what Coach Garrett's got to be proud of his kids. I'm sure he is, because there's no give up in them. These are the ones. It would have been really easy. This team has struggled over the last few years. It's hot during those summer days. You've got a new coach implementing something, and Coach Garrett's a tough coach. It would have been really easy to say, you know what, I'm going to go get a job, or I'm going to enjoy my afternoons off. These kids stuck it out. There's something to be said for that. And they have not given up tonight.
Chauncey Glover was the player who was fired up, and he also was in on the tackle on that most recent play. Well, look, if you want to see how quickly
Holding.
you can...
Offense, number 74, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
If you want to see how quickly you can turn a program around, need look no further than across the field at Earl Chapman and what he's done at Midland Valley.
2 years ago, 1-10.
And now 7-0, about to go 8-0 for the first time in school history. So it doesn't take long.
Yeah, because I go back to those games in the 90s and late 90s, early 2000s when you'd come here to Haygood Stadium and it was packed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they had the student section was bonkers.
Yeah, probably back then it might have been the best student section. I mean, North Augusta and Evans, some other ones have had good ones. I think that Aiken group back then might have been the best.
We did it's funny you mentioned that, as another flag comes in. We'll grab another.
Offense.
They were one of the first high school groups that I saw doing the push-ups after scores.
Years and years ago, we did a poll on Football Friday night for the best student section, and Aiken High School won.
Yeah, I could see that. Like I said, back in the day, and that was back, I was doing radio and then some sideline stuff for 6 and different stuff. So I would come and be down on the sidelines. It'd be so cool to kind of turn around and watch them. Man, they were into the game and fired up, and it was packed. And I'd like to see that again here for this program.
Aiken won one year, North Augusta won another, and we may have just seen our Georgia Health Department hit of the game as a punishing run by Caleb Williams.
You mean Craig Ironhead Hayward?
He looks like it.
Man.
Michael Turner, there's a number of comparisons you can make.
Look at this. See, he ain't going to run around you. He's going to run through you. Watch this. Boom. Now, credit the defender. He stayed with
it, made the tackle.
Yeah.
Which reminds us, we will be awarding our Georgia Health Department hit of the game after the game and our Powerade play of the game and our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. Well, once again, we always like to point out our hard-working crew here on Game Night Live. They're the best in the business, and they get out here early. They stay late to set everything up and break everything down. And as Kira points out, tonight, we started this season in the heat of summer.
Yeah.
They're out there in 100-degree heat, and today probably our first, I don't know, chilly-ish
Well, especially
game.
with the rain.
With the rain, and our director, Josh, just said his feet are still wet from setting up earlier
Well,
today.
we got here. You were talking about how it cleared up and it's dry. They were here setting up and it was raining because it was pouring down rain.
Absolutely. So can't say enough about our director, Josh Recor, our replay coordinator, Ben Price, our audio engineer tonight, Jeff Singleton, on cameras for us, Katron Hugie, Kat Kingery, Jake Arnold, and Gary Nipple. Working the sidelines for us tonight, Lori Morrison. Red cap tonight, Carter Murphy. The live truck operator, keeping us on the air, Philip Scott. Master control, helping out back at News Channel 6, Jarrett Ledger. Our aforementioned production manager, Lauren Fitzgerald. And our production timer tonight, Emily Panuccia. Thanks to them all. The final 63 seconds.
So very cool. We were talking about all those great teams of the mid to late 90s for Aiken. And Ronnie Young, who's an assistant coach with Midland Valley, just held up a sheet of paper saying, hey, I was on those teams. Very, very cool stuff.
He doesn't look old enough to be on
No,
those
he
teams.
doesn't. I had to do a double take. Yeah, but that's awesome. He was on those teams, and they were fun. They were fun times. Brian Staley, and I think it was Marcus Simpkins that was the big defensive guy. Yeah, man, there were some fun players on those teams.
And all swag. Oh, I forgot Kyle Thomas on graphics tonight, working in the truck with us as well. So. It's going to be it's all smiles in the Midland Valley coaches booth next to us, and it's for good reason. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and I tell you, we're going to talk about the ground game and all the runs, but Jeremy Freeman played himself a football game tonight. Big number 92 was unblockable.
And the clock ticks to double zeros, and that'll do it. An impressive win. Midland Valley continues to make school history. The Mustangs now 8-0 for the first time in school history. Wow.
Yeah, it was an impressive win for Midland Valley. They struggled a bit with and hey, they're going to have to clean up the penalties, and I'm sure that's going to be addressed by Coach Chapman. But bottom line, when you're able to do that, have all those mistakes, and still win the game by this amount, you got a pretty good football team, and he certainly does.
You bet. Speaking of Coach Chapman, Kira Goldstein is down on the field with Coach Earl Chapman right now.
Coach, a much more dominant second half. What adjustments did you make to put points on the board?
Well, like I said at halftime, it was just us making too many mistakes. We had to clean some stuff up, play with better effort, play with better intensity. I think that's what we did in the second half.
You told me that there were some skeptics out there who weren't sure if you, based on your strength of schedule, if you guys really deserve to be considered one of the best teams in 4A. What is your message to those skeptics right now?
Well, the biggest thing is we're continuing to win, and so we're going to enjoy it while we can. And we're just going to continue to go along the season doing the things that we've been doing and prove it at the end of the year where we are.
All right, go enjoy the win, Coach. Thank you so much for the time. Guys?
Kira, thanks. Coach, congratulations. Again, your final score, 56-18. The Powerade play of the game, Georgia Health Department hit of the game, and the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, all coming your way next on the postgame show on Game Night. Celebration continues for the Midland Valley Mustangs and their fans. 56-18 winners here at Haygood Stadium, improving to 8-0 on the season and staying perfect in the region. And what a performance tonight. Which brings us to the post-game show, and we will begin with our Georgia Health Department hit of the game.
A couple to choose from. It might have been. Here we go. Yeah, this was
that was a good one.
That was Miller with that big hit there.
And he had a big first half.
He did.
For Midland Valley. Another look. And that'll bring us to our Powerade play of the game as Earl Chapman delivers his post-game speech. Probably saying a lot of the same things he told Kira a moment ago. And the Powerade play of the game. How about that?
Great Cameron Frazier
catch. Yeah, Cameron Frazier they didn't get the win, but he gets the Powerade play of the game with that, not only 1 foot, but 2 feet in.
Yeah, so Garrett Miller, the hit of the game, and of course Cameron Frazier with the play of the game on that great catch. He had a solid game tonight in the loss for Aiken.
And with that, we have 2 more pieces of hardware to hand out. The McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll get you those as soon as Coach Chapman is done with his post-game speech. That'll give us time to do your QBs by the quarter for the final quarter of play, brought to you as always by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Yeah, and Butler for Midland Valley was in at the night 7 of 10 for 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, did have the 1 interception. And then Aiken Jones on senior night was 12 of 19, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had another rushing touchdown.
And that's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Lumber Ace Hardware. And we have, and again, just a reminder, because it's not on your football or Game Night Live schedule, we have 3 more games on the schedule. All flex week games is what we call them. We get to pick those games after the season starts. We try to pick the best region matchups, and we've got a great one next week, Silver Bluff and Barnwell.
The two that we picked are great, but yeah, we start with that Silver Bluff Strom Thurman. It's going to be a great one, and then we've got Midland Valley again against North Augusta. And both of those games, you could have teams undefeated in region play, or at least you probably should have.
And again, Silver Bluff and Strom Thurman both face tough road tests tomorrow night, but in all likelihood could be undefeated when we see them 8 days from right now. Right now, we're going to see Kira Goldstein to award our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game.
Yeah, guys, we're going to start on offense with Trayvon Dunbar. 3 touchdowns. Can you talk to me about this offensive performance tonight?
We kind of started off slow, but we picked it up towards halftime. So I feel like we did good. Nothing too bad. Some stuff we didn't work on, but overall we did good as a team.
Based on your strength of schedule, there were some skeptics about whether you guys were one of the better teams in 4A. What do you have to say to those skeptics tonight after the win?
We the best in 4A. Yeah, we the best in 4A.
There you go. Amen. That plaque right there is for you. And we are going to move over to our defensive player of the game, Jeremy Freeman. Can we talk a little bit about your performance and the defensive performance as a whole? Because you guys kept Aiken to only 6 points in the second half. You came back looking strong, looking different in the second half. What happened?
Just trying to keep them motivated. It's cold, you know. Really just trying to keep them pushing.
I feel that. I am very cold as well. You guys worked so hard as a team, and I talked to Coach about the mentality of this team, and tough times don't last, but tough people do. What has it been like for you to play on this team this season?
It's been great. I mean, we're winning, beating a lot of people, beating them bad. I just want to keep going.
Making history. Thank you so much. We got some hardware for you as well. Guys, your offensive and defensive players of the game. We're going to send it back up to you.
All right, huge congratulations to Jeremy and to Trayvon, and just great performances by both, AB.
Yeah, absolutely. We've come to expect it from Dunbar, of course, just night in and night out. And I tell you, Jeremy Freeman they just couldn't block him tonight from start to finish. You know, she said they picked it up in the second half. It wasn't his fault in the first half. He was doing his part. He played a great, great football game tonight.
What do you say? We're the best in 4A.
In 4A, there you go. I like the confidence.
I love the confidence. All right, so one more time. Your final score, Midland Valley with a huge win over Aiken tonight. One more thanks to our sponsors and our crew, and for Kira Goldstein down in the field, AB, our statistician, Nathan Edwards. Don't forget the encore presentation of Game Night Live coming your way Sunday, high noon, over on WJBF News Channel 6. You Mustang fans can relive it through the encore presentation. For now, for Kieran, for AB, for our entire crew, and Nathan, John Hart saying so long from Aiken. We will see you 1 week from Strom Thurmond.